the Mariah Report. I'm Martin Burgess.
And I'm Dan Enriquez.
And
we are reporting to you.
We're actually reporting this time. We're out. Yes. I'm out in the field. I'm out in LA. Dan's in New York. So we've got the whole Mariah country covered.
Yeah, we are cross nation. So if we sound a little bit like, whatever, it's just because we're making this work. We're bi-coastal this week. That's what we are.
I know. Yes, that's it.
Bi-coastal. Yeah. But because we love the Lamely and we know there's so much going on in Mariah land, we can't not do this. We have to keep doing this. So
yes, the show must go on.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing this week.
Yeah, so I was out in Vegas. I came to see the return of the butterfly.
The butterfly returns.
Yes.
Or the return of the butterfly. Yes, the butterfly is back.
Yeah, it was back. It's already returned, but now it's back again.
So we have to hear all about that. I want to hear about your time in LA as well, because you've never been, right?
No, I've been to LA twice, but now I'm looking at it through a different lens. We're kind of thinking,
right.
we're like eyeballing to maybe move over here just for a change. And so far, so good. The food is good.
I'm not mad
drinks
about
are good.
it. I'm not mad about it. But before we get into, because I want to catch up with you, because I haven't talked to you in like a week. But I want to tell the lambs what we're talking about today, because we have new ensembles. We have great Instagram hashtag Lamely moments. There's so many cute things happening.
I've discovered something out here with the TMZ tour bus. I'll tell you all about it in a moment.
And we also have a rumor, a big rumor. Like the Amazon thing.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if that's like a real big flub on their part, because normally they're good about that. So let's talk about that in a minute.
We'll talk about that too. We have so much to talk about, but let's get into it. So you flew from New York to Las Vegas.
I did last Thursday, a week ago, and then I was there for a day. Mariah was going to be returning Friday night. It was like the comeback show. My friend Jairus came in from LA. My friend Sean, who does our graphics, he flew in from Australia Friday morning.
Yes.
Yeah. He was there too. And it was like one of those things. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see Mariah tonight. I was so excited.
You had great seats.
Yeah, well, Sean has the Legacy Honeybee Fly Pass, and so it actually came through for him and actually worked. And we ended up getting second row for pretty cheap, pretty good price.
For like regular face value, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, thank God. Thank the Mariah Angels for that.
Totally. And we ended up sitting next to another lamb. I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's from LA. And so he joined in our little group. There was three of us, and he was like...
I love it.
Sitting with us. So we're like, oh my God, Lamely. And he was going to go do the meet and greet too.
Oh, really? Because Sean did the meet and greet.
Affair.
Sean, who does our graphics, did the meet and greet as well. So we're gonna tell his story as well in the upcoming weeks. But
we definitely will.
Because he made Mariah's Instagram story.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Sean, who does our graphics.
I know. So exciting. Right? He actually made his own fantasy T-shirt, and she was loving that T-shirt.
She was loving it. We're going to talk about our T-shirt that Mariah approved a little bit later. But
I think she approved of it, but doesn't know she approved of it.
Exactly. She knows, but she doesn't know.
Yeah.
She doesn't know it's ours.
We gotcha.
But I also did you meet any other lambs out there? Any listeners? Because I know you met.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Lee Young from Hawaii.
Yeah, I met him. Actually, it was funny standing out the front of the Coliseum. A bunch of our listeners came up to me and said hi, and it was. We got to talk lamb talk. I know. You should have been there with me. But we got to talk lamb talk about the concert. It was exciting to meet our listeners up in person.
Oh, I love it. So yay.
I know. Hi to everybody I said hi to.
Literally hashtag Lamely moments.
Yeah,
like that's
big
what
time.
we all live for.
Yeah, well, and also the slot machine was right outside the Coliseum, so the lambs are gathering around that, looking at it.
No wonder there was a long line. You know what I saw?
I couldn't get on it.
Think,
I didn't play it.
You didn't get to play it?
I didn't get to play it. There's a line.
I would have waited. Well, I believe you because I think it was the opening night, August 31st. Mariah's manager was on her Instagram story before the show, and she was Insta-storying the little circular slot machine thing, and she was like, I literally have been waiting here for an hour, and I still haven't gotten a seat. People were waiting.
I know.
I would have waited.
See, because you can put like $100 in and sit there for an hour just playing it.
I mean,
so
literally.
Those people were locked in.
Maybe we'll save this for a skinny episode, but one of our other listeners actually won a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I saw that
email?
Yeah, I saw that email.
Yeah.
Like he won like $1,500.
Yes. Stephen Wallace, who's also a Patreon supporter.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Stephen Wallace on Patreon.
Out.
But you know what's funny is that you win the money. No, but you win the money and give it straight back to Mariah for the meet and greet.
Well, that's true.
She gets the money either way.
It's going in, it's going out, it's all going to Mariah. Allegedly, I don't know where the money goes, but
yeah.
But
all right, so let's talk about the concert.
But wait, can we talk about the slot machine one more quick second?
Yeah.
Because now that it's in because last week we were talking and it was only like at the Palms, but now it's at the Planet Hollywood and it's at Caesars. So lambs have actually been like Instagram storying how it looks and what it's really like, the whole like experience of playing it. So I was like, oh my God, this looks really fun and cute. Like I would die to play that.
Yeah,
it's actually
super
like
cute.
super cute.
It looks good in the casino too. Like it stands out. It looks very modern. It looks like fun and very Mariah. I think it's whoever wrangled that, it was a good idea.
I think so too. But I mean, we've been talking about it for years.
I know, right?
At least like a year, 2 years, maybe. But here it is. I can't wait. I can't wait to play it.
It looks good. It's basically like a screen. So I'm sure once Celine turns up, it's going to be the Celine machine. It's not going to be there forever.
No, I'm sure they might move it, but there will always be the Mariah machine there.
Maybe. We have to keep an eye on it.
I think it's right in front of like the Caesars Coliseum because
right
Mariah's
outside
there. But I think they'll always keep it. They'll just like move it around.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. Who knows how this shit works?
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Believe me, we will.
All right, let's talk about the concert.
Yes, please. So
it was
I was just saying, Martin and I have not spoken about the concert. Like, you gave me a couple of tidbit of information, like via text, but we haven't spoken. So, like, I want the full details, Martin. Give them up.
Okay. All right. So it's 90% the same Butterfly Returns. Nothing changed from like the last round. The set's exactly the same. Everything looks the same. The set list is pretty much identical except for that one switch out of Can't Take That Away for Crybaby. That was like the only major difference in the set list. But she comes up in the pink bodysuit with the fringe. That was like a little exciting moment.
So that was the first like change that you saw. Now, and then a couple days later, Mariah went on her Instagram and she's like, which do you like better? Now, I think they're both amazing, but you saw them both in person. So what do you think?
Well, I like them both. I think they're both good.
I think they're both amazing.
I know. Like, I can't pick one.
How can you choose one or the other? If I really had to choose, I would choose the silver. What would you choose?
I was going to say the silver too. I just think it looks more sophisticated. Mm-hmm. The pink is more fun.
Pink is fun and vibrant. But you know why I would choose the silver is because it matches the dancers. Like, because the dancers are in like a white tuxedo with like silver lapels and like it's shiny. And I feel like, they have the top hats. I feel like it's more, like you're saying, like sophisticated. I think it blends more, like It blends well.
I agree. Yeah,
so
I agree.
I would go with that one, but they're literally both really good.
Yeah, listen, if she changes one on, one off each night of the opening bodysuit, I'm fine with that. Switch it out.
I'm fine with that too. Ain't got no worries. Because it's fabulous. And it's a one of a kind.
No, I know. And most lambs are going more than one night, so they get different looks.
A little switch up. If we can't get a switch up in the set list, give us a switch up in the ensembles.
Anyway, well, you know how Mariah was in People magazine talking about how she's going to switch up the set list and she has more flexibility with it and what have you. So I've accepted that's never going to happen.
Never going to happen. Not from her.
But no, not from her. But what we are getting is that one slither, that one song that she's switching out. That's like the lamb spot.
That's our spot for her to slide in and slide out of whatever she wants. And if that's what she thinks surprising and changing things up is, all right, girl, that's on you. But that is definitely not the definition of that. But if that's your definition, we will go with it.
Well, here's the thing. So, night one, I was like, row two, so it was just more about just like gawking at Mariah. I was just like looking at her the whole time. When you're like right at the front, you can't hear it as well. Like, I felt like the sound was going over my head.
Right, or almost like because the speakers are sort of right there. It's almost like you're literally like vibrating the music.
Pretty much.
Just like,
yeah. Yes. But when you're up the front, like Mariah's right there. She's looking at the crowd. She's walking by you the whole time. Like that's the exciting part of it all. I couldn't really hear.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, she looks amazing. She doesn't look real anymore. Yeah, she looks like she looks insane, like good insane. Like she looks out of this.
Insanely good.
Wait, cut this out. I'm stuttering. She looks otherworldly.
And I love it. I love it.
I know. Yeah,
because that's healthy. Our Mariah. Like she always looks stunning.
Yeah,
stunning. And when you're that close up to her, all you can really look at is her. You can't pay attention to if she hit that note right or if she did this. You're just like in awe of. She literally is like the most beautiful person ever.
It's
right?
Very like hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
Yeah, you don't care what's going on. You're just staring at her the whole time. Anyway, but she also she was like comfortable on stage. You could tell that she was into it. She wanted to be on the stage. She wanted to be singing. She was like giggling and smiling between songs, like the way she used to. Like she's back to her old self. Yes. It was so nice to see it.
I love that. The other thing that I noticed from the opening night performance of Leg 2, if you'll call it, or like the August 31st show was during Vision of Love when she started bopping around.
I know.
Into it. I was like, yes, Mariah.
I know.
It just was like that is the excitement we want.
I know. Well, just watching her do that, like she was doing the Vision of Love, and she was like really feeling it. I was with my friend Jared. I'm like, oh my god, she's into this. Like she's loving this too.
Right.
You can just tell.
And that makes everything so much better because we know. I don't want to bring up like PTSD like nightmare era moments, but like when she was in Azerbaijan. And those things, and you're like, oh my God, this, like, give me a break. Like, this is not our Mariah. She is really finally happy to be back on stage. Because Mariah's never been a big performer, but she's happy to be there. She feels the love. Oh my God, I was amazed.
I know, big time.
And I wasn't even there.
No, it was so good. But it's actually like the perfect show for her. Because she doesn't have to do much. There isn't much dancing, but the stage is entertaining all by itself. She doesn't need to do choreo, walk up and down, fine. The stage is and the dancers, they're going to like carry the show as well.
Right. So it's a whole thing.
It's the perfect sweet spot for her. It's not Mariah standing on a black stage with a band. It's actually like the whole
and
thing
a bed sheet behind her.
Spectacular. Exactly.
There's something going on. Okay, so now the first night you were second row. But then the next following night, you were in the mezzanine, and you saw it from a different angle. Now, how was that? Because we posted on our Instagram some vision of love from night 2 of the second leg, and it was fascinating to watch the whole thing as a big picture. The whole thing,
I know. Yeah. So I wasn't going to go to the second show, but then our friend Sean was going. Jairus and I did not have a ticket.
Sean who does our graphics?
Yes, Sean who does our graphics. Jairus and I did not have a ticket, but we were walking around thinking, oh, maybe we'll go to Cirque du Soleil, or what's J-Lo doing tonight? Or we were trying to think of something else to do.
Who else is in town? What's happening? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come 7 o'clock, we're like, okay, let's go to the Coliseum and just buy a ticket to see Mariah.
Let's just get a cheap ticket up there and let's just enjoy ourselves. Because don't you become we are always sitting here talking about Mariah from afar when we talk about her shows and we talk about everything that's going on stage-wise and set-list-wise. But when you're literally there, you're obsessed. You're like, oh my
obsessed.
God. I can't.
Yeah.
So you had to go back the next night.
I had to. Who was kidding not going to see Mariah? And what else would you go see in Vegas if Mariah's on that night? You go see Mariah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's the Lamely for you. That's the Lamely for you.
Yeah. So we headed over 7. They had 2 good tickets, front row of the top mezzanine, the second level. So we're perfect. That's exactly what we want. Nobody in front of us, and we're also we're further back, so we catch all the sound.
Oh my God! And it was a beautiful view. I will say, beautiful view. You literally got the entire stage.
Yeah, nobody was in front of us. The sound was way better because the first night it sounded like her mic feed. I couldn't hear it that well, so I was just more about watching her. But the second night, I could hear all the sound come together at the back, and I could hear her properly. I was most of the time, we're oh my God, is she singing? Oh, Mariah's singing.
That's what I was just going to ask. I was going to say, because we're always judging her off of YouTube videos of from someone's iPhone or something. But when you're actually there and you hear it, you don't have that extra echo to it. You're hearing it right there. And it's so much better than anything that we see. Even high quality on YouTube, it's so much better, right? Or wrong?
Oh yeah, no, totally right. It's obviously 1,000 times better to be in it. But when she gets up to things,
when she has her antics, right?
Well, the thing is those moments. I think we know those vocal moments. Yeah. The transition is much smoother. It's when you're there live, you don't really notice it's happening unless you're a trained lamb ear. You have a trained lamb ear,
exactly.
But also, most of it was live. If not...
Oh, I believe it. I 100% believe it.
But even Fantasy sounded like she gave us a live track. It was new vocals. She didn't hit play on the CD like she normally does or used to do.
Okay.
She got the memo.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. Oh, BT Dub. So the second night, Joe Schmo is next to me. Literally, Joe Schmo. You know how we talk about lambs and Joe Schmo? Yeah, Joe Schmo was next to me. He was that guy, who doesn't know her backstory, doesn't care about what she's up to.
Who brought him there? Did he have a girlfriend or a wife next to him?
No, get this. So he had his young kid, a boy, probably 14, 15.
Oh, get out.
In my mind, I made up a story about their life, and they're from some small country town in the middle of America. There's one church and a corner store or something, and then they just sit at home all day doing nothing.
Right.
So anyway, it's the dad and then the son. Mariah's her usual lateness. It was 20 minutes late. So we got our seats. We sat down. The dad and the son are talking. The dad's oh my gosh, if she's not out here in 10 minutes, I think we should just leave and get our money back. And I'm like, oh my God, calm down, dude, relax. Because now for me,
this is
part
when
of the
you're
show
sitting
is
up,
waiting for Mariah.
Right, you're sitting up in the mezzanine.
In the mezzanine, yeah. So this isn't lamb territory.
Because the lambs were all down front, but
down the front.
Okay.
I was in the in the midst of the
Joe Schmo section.
Yes, exactly.
But you have to experience it from all angles.
Yes, anyway, so he's like mad about the waiting for Mariah to come out. But I'm like, that's part of the show now for me. Like, I like that waiting part because you sit down, you got your drink. When's Mariah coming out? Who knows?
The excitement of it all.
Yeah, I know.
But
anyway.
now, okay, so this is the one thing that I've wanted to know, and I know that we've seen it from other lambs and whatnot. But what happens between... because Mariah essentially, she cuts this show into 3 pieces, Oh,
wait. Let me finish the Joe Schmo story.
Okay, finish the Joe Schmo story.
Yeah. Anyway, so
what did Joe Schmo do? Did he act up?
Well, no, get this. Okay, so Joe Schmo is like mad about the waiting, and then the son is sitting next to him, like slumped in the chair, like, oh yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess so. Just like being all like kind of, I don't know, weird. Anyways, Mariah comes on, the curtains go up, the kid like lunges forward, goes full camp, knows the choreo, he's got the honey dance down, he's got the shake it off down.
No.
Yeah, but then Dad's sitting there like stunned, has this stunned look on his face. He's into the show, but I think he's like, oh my God, my son's gay. I think it was like that moment.
Oh my God. Who is this drag queen sitting next to me?
Yeah. It was so funny to see this kid just like become a whole new person when Mariah came on.
Oh my God. That's
it was
magical,
hilarious.
Actually. That is amazing.
I mean, and that was part of the show too. I kept looking at them to see what they were doing because the kid was like fanning out hardcore.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
He was so young. Yeah, he was so young.
Oh my God. I would have like... Go ahead.
Yeah, so Joe Schmo, he was trying to be like super straight and like not like fan out, but you could tell like he wanted to like get into the show. But he was, by the end of it, he was totally sucked in. He like had his phone out. He was taking pictures, and I could see the look on his face when when Mariah did Love Hangover Heartbreaker. The guy next to me, Joe Schmo, he was like he almost couldn't control himself. He was like mesmerized by the whole thing. He was like loving it.
That is what we love. That is what we love.
Because he bought a ticket and he's like, oh, I heard she's always late. I heard she doesn't sing. Like, he had all that stuff in his head about her. Mm-hmm. And now he's like watching it and he's like freaking out about how good it was.
Yeah, because she actually does put on a good show. When Mariah is at her best, no one can stop her. I know she's not the biggest like performer, but she's magnetic. Is that the right word? Like, she's mesmerizing. She draws you to her because she is just. Yeah. If it's not her voice, it's just her presence. So either way, you're really going to be into it. When you see Mariah live, it's literally the best.
Well, this was perfect because like the show is solid. Like it's a solid show, top to bottom, front to back. Like it moves well. I'm down for the set list. Like it's a good set list for Joe Schmo. He loved the set list. The stage is amazing, and even like the dances, like the choreo with the dancers when Mariah's taking a break, they're like doing some little entertaining things. They're like it's really entertaining to watch.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say like what happens when Mariah leaves the stage because don't the backup singers are still there and they're singing like Sweetheart and other types of Mariah songs, right?
Yeah, they're doing a medley. They added Loverboy to it. I don't know if it was in the last round, but Loverboy was in like that backup singer medley they're doing while Mariah's changing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm trying to think. That's like the first break, and then I can't remember if the dancers were there or not. But then they do like a band intro without Mariah. Trey introduces everybody, and the dancers are like there, and like they got their little thing going on, and they're fun to watch. Like I was thinking like, oh yeah, this is like some really good choreography, and like this is entertaining. I didn't want to like go and run and get a drink. I stayed to watch.
Because that's what we always talk about. We're gonna do. This is time to go get a drink.
Yeah.
So you were thoroughly entertained. And I love that. I love that because, it's, again, I said this a little bit earlier, but it's so easy to sit back and like watch these videos and these Instagram stories and like to judge it. Yeah. You know, and if anyone's going to judge it, it should be, you know, people like us who are longtime lambs. But when you're there, you're totally immersed. It's sort of like when we go to the Christmas show. Like, yes, it's the same thing every year, and we desperately want her to change it up. But she's still mesmerizing, you know, especially like year 1 and year 2 for the Christmas show. But it's just, she's mesmerizing. And I think she is at the top of her game right now.
Right now, and, you know, I think during the Nightmare era, that was gone. That stage presence was gone and the enthusiasm. But you can tell it's back 100%. Like, something is coming soon for Mariah.
Yeah, and she's ready for it. She's excited for it. She's just as excited for it as we are, I think. You can see it in her body language. You know what I mean? Like, she moves around the stage. She's interacting with the lambs. She's, you know, doing all these things. She's posting on the Instagram all the, like, backstage moments and things. Like, how amazing is that?
Oh, I know. It's great.
Something
well, even when I was the first night, I was there in the second row. She wasn't like doing that professional, like looking over everybody's head thing. She was like up in the front, like looking, making eye contact. I swear she looked at me like 2 or 3 times. But
I believe it.
The whole like front area, she was just like mingling and like looking and connecting. It was like a nice thing to see. It was a good vibe.
You know what it is reminding me of? All of these hashtag Lamely moments.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of, you know, the way that Mariah is so interacting with her fans during the meet and greets, what she's doing on social media, her stage presence. It all literally reminds me of the Charm Bracelet era. Because she was so interactive and she was so warm and so welcoming to all of her fans. And this is bringing me back to that moment. Like, that's what it's doing for me. And I'm totally down for it.
So night 2, when I'm sitting in the mezzanine, she's like walking up and down the stage, and I was like, oh my God, it's the Charm Bracelet era. The hair was exactly the same.
Yes. She's there.
Like,
she is giving us. She is Mariah Carey again.
I know. It was so good. Like, even the dress looked like Charm Bracelet era, and the shoes looked like everything just like looked Charm Bracelet era. Okay,
speaking of looks, we got a new look this time out.
We did.
So what do we think of that? Let's judge and critique and put Mariah down.
Well, actually, when I first saw the new dress, it's like this black dress that's like completely studded or something with the 2 splits in the leg. When I first saw it, I wasn't mad about it, but then second night, when I was up the back, it looked better on the stage.
Okay.
Because it's like that big silver panel. You could see her really well, like move around the stage really well with it, and it reflected really well.
Well, I'm down for that because I thought it was a really cute dress. You know, when she did the first leg of the Butterfly Returns, my least favorite dress was that long black dress that she did Fantasy in.
Mine too.
That was my least favorite. But now that I see the short dress, I like the short dress. It's super cute. It's fun. It adds a little bit of like cuteness, and I love that Mariah's showing her legs. Like, I'm not mad at it, but I think I like the long black dress a little bit better.
Oh, really? Huh.
I'm just nitpicky and crazy, though.
No, I think I like the silver. There's also a tasteful fishnet involved.
Thank you. I was getting to that. We love a tasteful, because we were just talking about the fishnets the other day. But when it works, it works.
It works.
And
it looks
this
good.
fishnet works on her. It's perfect because it's not hooker. It's
exactly.
Cute girl classy. It's cute.
But through the fishnet, I was looking at her thighs. I'm like, oh, that good old thigh muscle's right there. It's back.
Oh, the rarity is back. It's there. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed with Mariah. She is giving us everything. Everything.
I know.
And not only that, I'm telling you, whoever is doing her social media, and we've been saying this for a couple weeks now, whoever's doing her social media is literally on point, and they need a raise. Give that bitch a raise. Give all those bitches a raise. I don't know how many people are doing it, who's involved. Give all those bitches a raise. Because it is so on point. It is so well. And the fact that like she's doing these Instagram stories before the show with Christopher Buckle or after the show when she's autographing someone's arm or even when, you know, showing off Sean, who does our graphics T-shirt because she loved it so much. Like, that is everything.
I know. Well, because you get to see her just like be with the fans, and I feel like Nightmare era days, that was all gone, cut off.
It was cut
There was
off.
like no interacting. Yeah.
It was don't even get me into the Nightmare era because we are riding so high right now.
No. The point is like we're in such a good spot now compared to where we were a few years ago.
So good. But the other thing that I want to touch upon for the ensembles is the pink yet fuchsia / the silver gown. Not gown, but like opening.
The opening. Yeah,
because
the bodysuit.
She went onto the social media and they did a poll of which one do you think is better? Which one do you think is better? And I think they're both perfect. I think they're amazing. But
I like them both too,
I think I would choose the silver.
Yeah, see, I think the silver is more sophisticated and it looks better on her when she's coming up that stage because the stage is kind of a metallic looking.
And
I think I like,
Yeah, and the backup dancers are in white tuxedos with like silver lapels, like glittery lapel.
Yeah.
Like it just blends really well.
I know.
But then I don't know if the lambs out there had seen this or not, but Christopher Buckle went on his live Instagram feed and he did like a good 20 minutes of like talking about Mariah, talking about everything. But somebody asked him, what do you think? Do you like the fuchsia or do you like the silver? And he said he liked them both, but he also chose the silver. Because he was like, again, it looks better overall. But another thing that got me really inspecting it is like Christopher Buckle said, they are the two like opening numbers, like the pink and the silver, they're cut differently. They're cut like, you know, for a woman's body very differently. He didn't go into detail, but he said the silver one is cut better for her body.
Oh,
so I've been trying to like inspect and see like how is it different? What has changed? Like is it like down towards the bikini? Is it up towards the breasts? I don't even know because I don't know fashion. But maybe one of our fashionista lambs can tell us how the cut is different because I don't notice it. To me, they look exactly alike. But Christopher Buckle, he's on the inside and he said that they're cut differently.
Interesting. I'm gonna zoom in myself now.
We gotta zoom in.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the set list.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about the set list. Like you said earlier, it was basically the same, except for Crybaby.
She took out Can't Take That Away and put Crybaby in, which was so surprising.
And we love it.
Yeah, she sounded amazing. B, the crowd loved it. People going nuts for it.
The crowd knew it, right? Such an obscure song, but everyone loved it, right?
Yeah. Even if you don't know what it was, like it was just a jam to like play in that theater.
I love that song. First of all, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
From the Rainbow album, I mean, that is top notch. For her to bring it out, because I don't think she has sang that song since the Rainbow Tour. So it's literally been 18 years. Yet she still sounds amazing.
Sounds great. I was
sounds
kind of
amazing, and you were there live.
I was upset. Yeah. I was
what
upset
did it
that
sound
she
like?
No, it sounded incredible live. I was upset that she took out the second verse. That's the most fun one, sipping the Bailey's cream.
Right. That's true.
That's part of the fun. But I'm happy that she did the song, so I'm not complaining.
No, I love that she did that because that is the obscure song that we all want as a Lamely. And then I think the night after you were there, like the third night, which would be, September 2nd or 3rd?
Yeah.
She did Love Takes Time again.
I know. Which I'm not mad I missed that.
Well, that's one of my favorite songs. So
I know. I mean, I would have liked to have seen it, but not. I prefer Crybaby.
Yeah, you would prefer Crybaby because you're a rainbow lamb. You're a rainbow lamb.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I love that song. I would want to see it as well. But, I have my, we're going to take a quick splash break. But when we come back, let's talk about, because, we told all the lambs that we're going out there to Rise Bar.
Uh-huh.
We got to talk about our Rise Bar moment as well. So
I know.
But before we go, I just want to say, I'm more of a Love Takes Time as opposed to Crybaby. But I love Crybaby. Oh, don't get me wrong. I will jam out.
Amazing.
I will totally jam out. And I'm glad that she is switching it up. But let's quickly talk about how us as lambs had suspected that she might do Crybaby. Because and the backup singers.
Well, on her Instagram, she posted a video of her and her backup singers, kind of like doing the end of it, doing the vocals for it. She did a little layering. Mm-hmm. So we're like, oh my God, is she going to do Crybaby? Because that sounded really good. And normally when there's like a spur of the moment song, she doesn't jump in. I was like, she's singing. She's rehearsing.
You can hear her. Oh, that's her. Oh, and she sounds literally like the album version.
I know.
It sounds amazing.
I know, it's crazy. But here's what I'm getting a little annoyed is because she then posted a video of her and the same background singers doing The Roof. And I'm like, if she sings The Roof and I'm not there.
Don't tease us. Don't tease us, girl.
Don't even.
Tease us.
So something's up with The Roof. Like it's either in the bag to pull out later.
We had talked about this maybe a month or two ago about how The Roof is so layered vocally and harmonically that it would be so hard to recreate that on stage. However, just like she did in her Instagram story, if she were to strip it down and give us a 2-minute a cappella shortened version with just her and the backup singers, how perfect would that be? How perfect.
It'd be amazing.
If she stripped it down the way that the One to Infinity, she stripped down Thank God I Found You.
Yeah,
If she did that to The Roof, we would all be dead. Wigs
dead.
Snatched. Wigs gone. Are you kidding me? It was amazing. It was so amazing. And let's also point out that when they were doing The Roof backup, Nick Cannon's mama was right over there.
She was.
She was right in the mix. Little Beth.
Isn't that funny? I know.
I love her.
That was cute to see. Speaking of Nick Cannon, he's on Larry King's talk show on Hulu talking about the kids and Mariah and stuff again.
Yes, you had
still
sent
talking
me the thing of that. Still talking. He's always going to be talking.
That's all he talks about.
That's all he can talk about because no one cares about him.
I know.
No one cares about him. No one cares about him. But what I do care about is that the grandmother, Beth, is there with the kids, and it's super cute. And, there still is family there, and that is key for the children. Okay, we're going to take a splash break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of other things. We're going to have iTunes reviews, and also a couple of other... We have to talk about Mariah playing the slot machine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
All right. There's moments. There's moments still to come.
Moments. All right. Be right back. And we're back from our splash break.
Yes, absolutely. I have a little splash here in my Mariah Report mug. Just a slight splash.
It's a good... Oh, my gosh. You can go get yourself a Carry Like Mariah t-shirt if you go to mariahrreportstore.com.
Can we quickly talk about the merch? So we have a friend to the show, Juan, who's one of my longtime lamb friends here in New York, but he lives in Denver now. He went to the show last night, and Mariah called him out and said, I like the ensemble. And then he was put into her Instagram story wearing our merchandise.
I know.
We have been Mariah approved.
Kind of.
She probably doesn't know it's us, but whatever. That's big.
Bootleg approved. Yeah. Well, she wasn't mad, so
she liked what we gave her.
She
liked what we gave her. And shout out to my lamb friend Juan. He's amazing and he's, festive.
We know Juan.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Well, anyway, listen, like final thoughts after like being at the show and seeing it with my own eyes. It's a solid, good show. Like everybody, Joe Schmo is going to love it. The Lambs love it. I recommend like doing a front row moment, and then the next night go sit at the back so you can see the whole stage. Because just watching the stage alone was fascinating. That lighting and that screen is out of this world.
Right. I mean, if anyone follows us on Instagram, they'll see the video that you took from night 2 up there in the mezzanine, because the staging is so much better than One to Infinity, I think. And it's so simple this time around, but the lighting adds so much.
The lighting is what does it. Big time. Well, the thing is, like, when she's, like, going throughout the song and, like, doing her notes and key changes, the lights will change and, like, match, and the stage will change before your very eyes to match the song.
Because actually,
it's just this whole new element.
And if you really think about it, the stage is so simple. She's not coming out on a jet ski. She's not coming out on a car. I mean, she's coming out in a wooden box. But even that's pretty fucking basic. But when you look at the whole thing from afar, like you had showed us, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Listen, I would say hands down her best stage ever.
Okay, I might have to see it in person to agree with that, because even after watching some of, the Butterfly Returns, I still hold in my heart that the Charm Bracelet tour is her best tour ever. I just think
stage, not tour.
Okay, but the Charm Bracelet tour stage was good too. It had the big screen, and it had the stars, and it had things going on, girl.
It did, but it's not staying in my mind like this one does.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But
this stage has my vote for now, as like the best stage.
And I haven't seen it in person yet, so I can't judge. But I think Charm Bracelet is better. But I cannot talk any shit on the Butterfly Returns. It's gorgeous.
No, it's good. Our friend Johnny, he came with his whole family. His mother brought tickets, and she's a fan. She came with both his parents and his sister, and Johnny all came as well. And then they were sitting in a different section, but then Johnny was telling me that his mother got up during One Sweet Day, and she was like waving her hand and crying and getting into it. And I was like, all right, I guess that song stays.
Okay, I guess that song can stay for the
People
random
into
dance.
it, yeah.
Do you know, right before we and really quickly, let's get into our moment at Rise Bar. And talk about the contestants there, because then we have other moments to get rid of as well. Not rid of, but So because I saw Johnny at Rise Bar, and he was saying how excited he was to see Mariah, and that his parents were going, and his mom's always been a longtime fan. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear all about her experience and blah, blah, blah. So I'm really glad she loved and enjoyed it. And if it's one song, like One Sweet Day, that really gives it to her, then all right, it can stay. You know me. Well, even one day it got to go, and the next day it's got to stay.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm that.
Because you see who does like it, you're like, all right, you can have it.
Okay,
but also the next, a few days later, we're at a barbecue, and Johnny's dad was like, "Oh man, that hero, it gets ya."
It gets you. It gets you, girl. It sure does. It sure does. And let's also briefly say Mariah's vocals are on point.
Totally on point. Everything was amazing.
So really quickly, we've been, for the past few weeks, talking about our judging at Rise Bar here in New York City for the Mariah Carey night. Can we briefly recap that before we finish up our moments?
Yeah, so we went and we were guest judges at the Rise Bar. It's called Rising Star, hosted by Emily McNamara, friend of the show. And she has it's like an American Idol style competition where the winner gets $1,000. They had Mariah night, and I mean, it was rough.
You know what? It's cutthroat for Mariah night. It is really cutthroat.
I know.
So, Martin, you and I judged, as well as our co-judge, I forget his name. His name's Danny. I forget his last name. But
he's a big-time lamb, and he was wearing a vintage Honeybee Fly T-shirt.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'd never met him before. Oh. Emily knew him. But as soon as he showed up in his vintage Honeybee Fly with the Mariah cartoon, I was like, oh, bitch. Uh-huh. Oh, it is on. It is on. We have hardcore lambs here at the judges' table. But then they had about, I think, 9 contestants.
Yeah.
So we heard everything from hero to, Love
fantasy.
Takes Time, fantasy. But let me tell you, there were 2 outstanding rising stars, literally, vocally, that night, and they killed it. Everyone was actually pretty good. There were a couple lyric flubs here and there. There were a couple of off notes, but nobody's perfect. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, Martin, can we please tell the people that when somebody sang Love Takes Time, I think her name was Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
Girl. She killed it.
She killed it. She can do it.
Oh, my God. I was like, bitch, no, you didn't. Because that's one of my favorite songs. And I had to tell her about when I was a baby gay. And I was jamming out to that song. And Mariah was making me feel things. And I didn't even know. And now here this girl, Sarah, was on stage making me feel things. Like, she had the emotion in it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then one of our other favorites was, her
name was Vyra.
Vyra, yes,
and she did
yes.
Mine Again.
Mine Again, honey. She killed it.
It was good. She killed that too.
So
you know what was interesting about Mine Again?
Oh,
it's like
God.
a heartbreak song, but she somehow made it sexy. It was like a sexy tone to her voice.
Sexy,
it was good.
So sultry. I was like, this bitch needs to get into the recording studio and record this song because she just brought it to a whole nother level. She did.
Yeah.
So that's
it
what I'm
good.
saying.
It was a fun time.
When we're out there doing these, nights, we're legit. Like, these singers are for real.
Yeah, I know.
They are. So next time we do a Mariah night, y'all should come.
Oh, you have to. Oh, my gosh. We had so many of our listeners turn up as well. It was a big crowd.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to everyone who showed up. It was tons. And they played all the Mariah videos afterwards. They were playing, like, deep cuts.
Only Mariah.
Only
yeah,
Mariah.
I know.
And we didn't want to leave. They had to literally kick us out.
I know.
We were like the last people in there.
Some people were like, okay, goodbye, see you later. They were like leaving, and then half an hour later, they're still there watching the videos.
Oh, don't get us started on a Mariah night out because it will never end. But it was fun times. Next time we do it, guys, if you're in New York City, please come and join us. It's so much fun. We love it. All right, so now let's get to like the big, juicy news of sort of like the week. I guess this is juicy. It's word on the street / rumor?
Well, I guess like technically Amazon made a flub, you could say. And basically they like put the pre-sale for Mariah's new album on, I don't think it was the American Amazon. It was like an overseas one, right?
It was the UK Amazon, but it's a Japanese edition of whatever it is. Because this is all alleged.
Alleged, yeah. So
alleged
anyway, so all of a sudden...
new album.
Yeah, the alleged new album. Lambs caught it real quick. It's spread like wildfire. So apparently, according to Amazon, it's coming out next month, October
26th. Now, you know us at the Mariah Report. We got to dig. We got to find our sources. We got to see what's going on. Obviously, Amazon is a huge source. Like, if they're putting something up there, something's coming out. But... some of my sources are telling me that this is not a new album. It is just a repackaged edition for when she goes on tour through the Asian countries.
Oh, like a One to Infinity with the bonus poster or some shit?
Right. Or like a double disc of Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas to You for the holiday season. So that's what I'm getting as well. So we really can't say that this is the new album. However, if we're looking at timelines here, and this is all theoretical, it would be the perfect time to release the album. Yeah.
Oh, perfectly. Because A, she's on tour. B, Christmas is around the corner.
Maybe Amazon made the flub, and my sources are saying, no, it's not the album. Just because they
can't
feed into it, they're trying to cover it up. So we don't know. But something's coming.
Something's coming.
And I'm telling you, we're going to know within the next 3 weeks because we're going to have a single.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, once the single comes out, I think then we'll be able to really tell when the album is going to drop.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have to wait for the single before we make any assumptions about when the album is coming out.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's soon.
I know, right? I'm trying not to think about it, just so I don't get my hopes up and it's delayed and what have you. But I don't think it's going to be. I think we're on point right now.
I think we're on point. Like, literally, an end of October release date seems perfect for me. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
The single, you know. But here's the other thing. If you're looking at other people who are releasing albums before the end of the year, they're announcing their dates now. Like today, Avril Lavigne just announced her lead single and her album's coming out in a few weeks. So, like, we're going to hear if the album is coming in 2018 from Mariah, we will be hearing something very soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So.
Okay, so can we talk about Mariah playing her own slot machine?
Can we please? She done came
Can you imagine?
out. I would.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering if she would acknowledge it or not.
In Vegas.
She came out after the show, after the meet and greets and everything, and she sat down and allegedly she played. I couldn't see if there was any credits on that screen, but she sat down and did a photo moment. And then, okay, I don't know if Mariah was trying to throw shade at us, but you know how like a couple weeks ago I was like, why they got that random picture of Mariah in the red dress with the microphone from, you know, the red dress from Valentine's Day like 2 years ago. I'm like, that's the most random photo ever. Like, who wants that photo? Why did she give them that photo? Mariah walks up to the machine and she's like, oh, look at this photo. I actually like this photo. And I was like,
no.
Yeah, girl, of course you do, because it's from the One to Infinity album. Of course, because you chose it. You didn't choose the one in the red dress, honey. Those were just extras that you threw at them. Allegedly, is what in my mind I'm thinking.
I need to investigate that more. Well, I think that's kind of it for the week, right?
I think so. I think we covered everything. You know, there were cute moments with the kids on stage. There were cute Instagram moments. I'm telling you, Mariah's social media is so on point.
It's so good.
It's driving me insane because it's so perfect.
Speaking of social media, if you haven't done so already, go follow us at the Mariah Report on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But the party's over on Instagram, really.
It really is. But you can Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all of that jazz, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
We're all there for you. And you know what else we love? A podcast review on the iTunes.
We love those. Yeah, they're the best. They actually help us.
Can we? Do we have a couple?
Yeah, we do. So if you go to the Apple Store or the podcast app on your phone, you can easily find us and then leave a review for us, and that helps us get some chart traction over there at the iTunes. But we also read all of them out, guaranteed. So here's the review moment. All right, so this one is by... I'll do the first one? Okay, this one is by Lil Man 27. He said he's obsessed. I recently discovered this podcast and I am totally obsessed with it. I came across it on Instagram and immediately started listening. I listen at work and in the car, and Dan and Martin definitely keep me laughing. I love these guys. I've been a lamb for 25 years, and it's so nice to go back and listen to the Back in Time episodes on different albums and songs and relive all the different emotions and memories from that time period. Keep up the great work, guys. 5 stars all the way. Thank you.
Love it.
Little man.
We love a good 5-star, and this is a long-time lamb listening to us, and we love and appreciate that. I mean, there's so many amazing lambs out there, and
Oh, listen, hanging out with the lambs, I had the best time this weekend.
Oh, I can only imagine. Like 2-3 Mariah shows in a row? Get out of here. Like, that's the best thing ever.
I know.
Like, I can imagine it being even, you know, because we here in New York, we're always at the Beacon, and it's always fun times with the lambs and everything. But it's cold outside. We're like, what do we do? Like, oh, we have to go. You can't just, like, linger around and talk for hours. You have to, like, go somewhere with, like, there at the, like, you can just do whatever you want. It's nice.
I know. It was
the
great.
Weather's beautiful. So thank you for that, Lil Man. We appreciate it.
I know.
Okay, I have... go ahead.
Well, because we're on satellite remote, my batteries are going to die any minute now.
Okay. So should we cut it short, or can I read this last one?
Why don't we save that for next week? Yeah,
we'll save it for next week.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a good idea.
It's the technical people make these decisions, lambs.
They do. The battery gods.
The battery
make these
gods.
decisions.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Have fun at the shows. If you're not going, go get yourself a ticket to go see Mariah. It's amazing. It's worth it.
It will be fun. And if you can't make it this time around, she's there in February. Or if you're through Asia or you're Europe for the Christmas shows, you must go. It's always a good time. Yeah. And we love, appreciate...
Well, as a hardcore lamb, yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. You have to go see it.
Always definitely worth it. So we love, appreciate, and enjoy you. And we will see you soon.